Hello and welcome to another episode of the Portrait Profits Show. I'm so glad you're here with me. My name is Jim Landers, and my mission is simple. I help portrait photographers just like you make an incredible income doing what they love. Each week on the Portrait Profit Show, you get tips and systems on the business side of photography designed to help you gain a mastery over marketing and sales, reducing the struggles that most photographers face so that you can finally get what you deserve. You're in the right place. Welcome to the Portrait Profit Show. The Portrait Profit Show is brought to you by Digital Pro Lab and Landers Photography School. Now, during the show, I like to encourage comments. I like to see the like button and the love button pressed. I like seeing that kind of thing. And I like seeing interaction. Now, if you are new to the show, I want you to look at the bottom of the screen right now. We use a program called StreamYard, a platform that causes us to be able to simulcast this show to a handful of different places, 5 different Facebook pages, 2 YouTube channels, and 1 LinkedIn page. But in order for us to be able to see you, you have to grant StreamYard, our platform, permission so that we can see your name. So all you have to do is click on that link that you see there, streamyard.com/Facebook, and that causes us to be able to see your name. Now, if you are on Facebook, on the post, if you're looking at that post at the bottom of it, there's just a link that you click so that you can see, so that I am able to see your name. Otherwise, it'll show up as Facebook user. And so if you want to remain anonymous, well, then don't click that link. I'm glad you're here anyway, whichever way. The fact that you're here is what I'm happy about. But I do encourage interaction. I do want to see you comment. I want to see you ask questions. I want to know that you're here. I want to know that if you appreciate what's going on here, that you're letting me know, because that is part of my fuel to keep on keeping on. Do me a favor. If you're watching live, enter in hashtag live into the comments right now, hashtag live. Now, if you're watching as the replay, please do me a favor and enter in hashtag replay. That way I know that you're watching it afterwards. But for those of you here right now, enter in hashtag live and do me one quick favor. I want you to enter in, click on the share button. So at the bottom of the post, you have the like and the love, you have the comment, and you have the share. Click on that share button. Let other people know what's going on here so that this can be spread to more people, so that more photographers can be uplifted. Some people think that, well, if I am growing and everyone's growing, then everything is not going to be good. It's going to be the same as I am. But that's not how it works, because the more people that know what's going on, the more you're able to raise your price to a point where it makes sense to have this as a career, and more people are able to make it as a career. Where right now, too few people have a price that's profitable, that makes it work. Most photographers have a price that is so low they're actually losing money every time they do a job, and a lot of them are totally unaware and would argue the fact that I even said that, but I can prove it mathematically. So not worried about what their opinion is on the subject. The math makes it make sense. So if you're open to math, then you know that most photographers have a price that's just plain too low. And it's just how it is. They can't sustain themselves. So enter in or click that share button. And if you know someone specifically who you would like to invite to the show, type in their name. Maybe put that @ symbol before their name so that they are made aware of the show. You guys who are sharing, thanks for doing that. It makes a big difference to the show and to the photographer community, because when we uplift each other, we are uplifting ourselves. Thank you for sharing. All right. So today we are talking about choosing a niche or niche, however you want to say it, whatever you think is most appropriate. I'm going to call it niche for purposes of just keeping it consistent. I say niche all the time. I say niche a little bit less, but I'm going to say niche this time. But for those of you who are driving, don't take notes. But for those of you who aren't, I do encourage you to take notes. I'm going to have notes down on the bottom of the highlights of what I'm saying, but there are some things that I really think you should take some time to write down. And if you need help with discovering your niche, then I encourage you to take advantage of my 30-minute consultation. You can see it on the screen right now, and just do a screenshot of that if you need that address. That takes you to my calendar so that you can choose a time that works for you, and it's for just a half hour. Just give that to you. That's for free. Now, if you want to do something else, if you want coaching program, if you want a longer program, a private session, or otherwise, obviously I'm going to be charging for that, but not for this. Just take advantage of that if you need some help with discovering your niche. All right. So we're here today to talk about finding your niche and how it can bring you, well, not only success, but immense joy. Photographers don't belong in the one size fits all box. You were meant to stand out. You're supposed to shine. That's part of the nature of the work that you do. In this episode, we focus on identifying the things that bring you the greatest joy, and we plan a path to make that your amazing career. Because struggling to stand out, that's for newbies. Discover the power of focusing on the things that bring you joy to naturally become a photographer that clients remember. Portrait photographers create and preserve special moments. But in so many ways, niches, tools, and people to work with that to make it work, we need to discover our niche by focusing on what brings us the most happiness and fulfillment. While this episode today, the subject of this episode today is not part of the 5 workplace statements, mission, value, vision, target market, and positioning statements, which I believe should be on display in your workplace. That's why I call them the 5 workplace statements. I do believe that it's essential to define your niche to properly create those statements and your marketing materials and everything else. So this is one of the key things that makes a difference. In today's lesson, I'm going to guide you through the processes of discovering your niche, but that's not enough. So I'm also going to make sure to share why discovering and sharing your niche is important, and show you how it can not only transform your business, but also cause you to reach your goals, the goals even that you've never even imagined that you were capable all of, all while bringing in more joy into your life. So let's get started and discover the niche that will make you stand out and shine as a portrait photographer. And remember this: focus on joy, success will follow. If you believe that, give me a like or a love if that's more appropriate. Or tell me in the comments that I like that. That sounds good. I appreciate that. Let me know. I'm watching. I'm looking at your comments. Again, if you're watching live, enter in hashtag live so I know that you're here. I'm seeing a bunch of Facebook users, so I guess that means a bunch of you want to remain anonymous, and that's fine. I see Steve and I see Robin and several others. I am so glad you guys are here. Alyssa, thank you guys for being here and making this part of your photography journey. So this first section of today's lesson is called Why Finding Your Niche is Important. So as a portrait photographer, you have a lot of options when it comes to the genres of photography that you can specialize in. I mean, let's just talk about a handful. Family portraits, headshots, maternity, newborn, boudoir, pets. You may even do weddings, which really isn't in the portrait category, but a lot of people do both. So there's, and so much more, of course. Trying to be everything for everyone can be detrimental to you and your business in a lot of different ways. People will not remember the 27 things that you have the ability to press the shutter button in front of. but they can remember one. Only those who remember you become clients. So make it easy for them. As a successful person knows when to say no, it's not because of a bad attitude that you say no. Quite the opposite. It's because you know what's best for you as an artist and business person, both in the present and in the future for your goals, and what's best for your clients, those things that are most ideal for them, your target market. Let's say you photograph weddings because you believe you need to. So let's say you don't want to do weddings, but maybe you think that you should because that's where the money is. Well, think again. Don't waste your time pursuing the things that you're not passionate about. I have four don'ts that I want to share with you right now. Things not to do. Don't chase the money. Let it chase you. Don't worry about feeling like others are better than you, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's up to you to share what it is you do. And those people who want you as a tool to help them out will pick you amongst all the others. Don't expect things to work overnight. This takes time. It takes tweaking. You won't ever be done with that. And the fourth, don't take the advice of those not experienced where or what you want to be. Don't take the advice from someone who's never been where you want to go. There's a lot of advice out there. Only take it from those who have experienced what you want to experience. Now, I have 6 advantages for choosing your niche, because I want to make sure that you understand the reasons why I think it's important. Now, I don't believe that it's the right thing for everyone. I believe it's the right for most, nearly everyone, but it isn't. It isn't the right choice for everyone. But here are the reasons why I feel choosing a niche, narrowing down on what it is that you choose to do is important. So here are 6 advantages of focusing on your niche. Number 1, differentiation from competitors. When you have a niche, you stand out from other photographers who are trying to do it all. This can help you attract more clients who are specifically looking for the type of photography you specialize in, the type of photography you enjoy the most. After all, the topic of today is focus on joy. When someone does a search, do they look for photographers who can press the shutter button in front of pretty much everything? No, of course not. They are specific in what they're looking for. It's no secret. There are a lot of photographers. So it makes sense that it can be hard to stand out from the crowd. But aren't you putting yourself in the crowd when you just say, I'm a photographer who can press the shutter button in front of anything? Yeah, I know you don't say those exact words, but if you don't specialize, if you don't say specifically what type of work that you do, isn't that what you're saying? I'm a tool in the tool store, is what you're saying. Wouldn't it be more appropriate if you say, I'm a hammer? You can say, well, the people who are looking for screwdrivers won't choose me. Uh-huh. You're a hammer. You don't want to have someone accidentally get you, because then that gives that causes a potential problem. I hope you see that. For those who define their niche, you make it so much easier to set yourself apart from the competition. When people are looking for a specific type of photography, they naturally gravitate towards someone who specializes in that area. When you need lumber at a tool store, do you go to the plumbing section to find it? No. You go where you are most likely to find what it is that you need. For example, let's say you specialize in family portrait photography. You know that it takes an experienced artist to capture the bonds between relatives. If you specialize in this type of photography, this is a major selling point. It seems that more and more people are recognizing the importance of professional photography. After all, they don't just document moments in time. Photographers capture memories that last a lifetime. Besides, do you even have the budget to give just one type of photography the justice it deserves? Or the time that it takes to master it, to market it, to explain it to prospects? You know, as President Joe Biden said, come on, man. Number two, by the way, if this is resonating with you, will you do something for me? Go to the comments. Just type in the word yes. Just yes. If this is making sense so far, just type in yes. Anytime you hear something you appreciate, that you agree with, that you like, say something in the comments. Let me know. I'm here in front of a camera. I don't see you guys. I don't feel you. When I was in a classroom setting every single day, I could interact with all of the people who are around me, and I could adjust what I'm doing and maybe spend a little bit more time with things because I could see that interaction. I could see the expressions on people's face. I could hear the sounds that they were making. I could see their body language change. But with just a camera in front of me, I don't see any of those things. So I rely on you to take a moment to get your keyboard or your cell phone and type something into it. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you're hearing this. Show me that body language that I would get in a classroom through your comments, through your likes, through your loves. Let me know. So if this is resonating with you, at least give me one word. Yes. Number two of the 6 advantages of focusing on your niche, targeting a specific audience. Do you think that everyone is your potential client? Come on, man. Do you think that you're an expert at everything? Come on, man. With a niche, you get to laser focus your marketing efforts on or towards a specific audience. This enables you to tailor a message and align your interest and your passions to the services and needs and wants of your target market, making it more likely that they will choose you over a generalist photographer who has no choice but to water down their marketing message to attract a greater, larger audience. You're able to speak directly, to tailor your marketing efforts, to attract those who are most likely to appreciate your work. For example, if you specialize in pet photography, you can target pet owners with ads that feature cute dogs, cats, birds, ferrets, whatever floats your boat. You can use language and messaging that resonates with pet owners. Maybe you could say something like creating images that share the special bond between you and your furry friend. By focusing on a specific audience, you can build a more engaged following and attract more clients who are a good fit for your services. Number three, expertise and trust. Over time, focusing on a specific type of photography causes you to become an expert in that area. This builds trust with potential clients who are looking for someone who knows their craft and can deliver high quality results. Let's say you specialize in boudoir. Experience makes all the difference. You guys that do that know it. Not only do you need to be skilled with creating unforgettable images, but you need to create an atmosphere that makes the subject feel comfortable enough to let their spirit shine through. That's why those who specialize in this art form understand that staying mindful of their clients' needs helps them to create moments in their most authentic and empowering ways. transforming an otherwise uncomfortable situation into eternal beauty and elevated confidence. Boudoir photography takes trust, empathy, understanding, and skill that a generalist may believe that they have, but only those who specialize will ever experience. Number 4. By the way, if this is helping, let me know. Tell me it's helping in the comments. This helps. This is great. I'm enjoying this. I'm learning something. Thanks for taking the time to do this. Whatever you want to say, but tell me in the comments. I'm encouraging it. I want to see it. I'm seeing a bunch there right now. In fact, let me take a look over. I like seeing those yeses. Oh, I don't know who said it, but go Jim. Thank you. I appreciate that. It says Facebook user for me. Hi, Sierra. I'm glad you're here. Fred, glad you're here. Awesome. Rick is here and a whole bunch of Facebook users. Thank you guys for being here. All right. So go back. Number 4, consistency and efficiency. With a niche or niche, your processes become more streamlined and efficient to the type of work that you're doing. This leads to quicker, more consistent results and a better experience for your clients. Now, that doesn't mean that as a generalist, that doesn't happen too. It just happens on a general basis rather than a specific one. It's just not, it's more wide and less deep. For instance, let's say you specialize in headshot photography. You naturally evolve to create a process which allows you to work efficiently and quickly. Not only will this make your clients happy that they get the same quality every single time they work with you, but busy professionals who don't have much time on their hands are going to appreciate how effectively or efficiently you work. And when you convey your process, your target market is much more likely to choose you over the next photographer. The next one is number 5, personal satisfaction. When you're creating the images you love most and you're working with the clients you enjoy, not those who drain your creative energy, you'll naturally work. You'll naturally enjoy your work. It makes sense. This leads to greater satisfaction and happiness in your career as a photographer. Maybe you are most interested in high school seniors. Over time, you'll not only excel technically, but you'll also become more aware of the nuances that generalists are not even aware that they've missed because they haven't done that specific thing anywhere near as many times as you as a specialist. Having specialized knowledge about one area gives you an edge over others. Now, this next one is about income, which those of you who are in business, and I would assume that you are, or that's your goal, or why be watching the Portrait Profit Show? Let's see. You can increase your chances of landing premium paying clients by prioritizing quality, understanding their needs, and communicating your specialty effectively. When it comes to choosing a niche, the biggest upside of specialization is the increased likelihood of meeting clients willing to pay top dollar for your services. After all, when you focus on a particular field, you become an expert in that genre, enabling you to provide better services than a jack of all trades. Furthermore, in any service industry, specialists are typically more sought after and attract higher paying clients than generalists. Let's say you're a doctor. What are the odds that you would choose a specialty? I'm not saying that it's the only way, nor am I saying that it's the best option for everyone, but specialists typically have greater income than generalists. It's the same for photographers. second section. How to discover your niche. Now, we've just spent some time going over why it's even important to do so. And for all of you, it may not be the right thing to do, but for most of you, it absolutely is. You get to decide. Either way, we need to narrow it down at least a little bit. I think a lot. But that makes you wonder, how do we do that? So let's talk about that for a little bit. To match your limited marketing budget, your limited amount of time, and the ease of your target market to remember you and what you do, it may be best to have just one thing that you're known for. It doesn't mean you have to say no to everything else. It just means you're marketing for one thing, one type of client, and you get them, and they may ask you to do additional things, and that's your choice. But you don't have time or the budget to do an effective job at marketing everything. So why not narrow that down? Those clients you work with, you'll build a relationship with them. They'll ask you to do different things. And so if you've got this craving to do different things, that part doesn't change. You just get more efficient at getting the ideal client, getting the kind of person you enjoy working with, and spending a lot less time with those who drain your creative energy. But what should you narrow it down to? When it comes to narrowing down your options, you first start by creating a list of the things you enjoy. What things you're most passionate about. Your goal is to not only identify your interests and passions, but to identify what drives your passions. If there's one thing that really strikes a chord with you, then that's likely to be the path that you're going to be following. I understand that some feel like they don't have specific passions, or that maybe it's too early in their career, or too early in their life, possibly, to pick just one thing. And even if you're good with the idea of narrowing your focus, it can certainly feel overwhelming, intimidating to have to be to feel like you're forced to create and then sort through an array of potential interests. But if you explore with patience and clarity, focusing on what moves you on an emotional level, it'll be easier to pick out the right one for you, the right direction for you. After all, when it comes to working on something you're passionate about, there's no substitute for honing in on our personal truth. So take the time to do just that. Besides, you do not have time to do this for every single thing you have the ability to press the shutter button in front of. So at least do this for purposes of accomplishing something. Narrow it down, because if your thoughts, if the things that you enjoy, your interests are so broad, what will you accomplish? You won't finish anything. Yeah, you'll finish individual jobs, but you won't get deep into any subject. You'll have to thin yourself out in order to cover all these interests. You don't have the time for that. You don't have the mental capacity for that. You don't have the budget for that. Unless your walls are lined with cash. Mine aren't, but if yours are, okay, maybe you can do that. Otherwise, come on, man. I'm going to stop saying that. All right. So the first thing I want you to do is identify the interests in your life. List the things that you enjoy, that you have an interest in, that are not photography related. That's where I want you to start. So not don't think about the photography part at first. You're going to. That's the second step. I want you to make a list of all the things in your life that you have an interest in, that you have a passion for. Just list them all. Now, this list is probably never going to be complete. So don't let this hold you back, but make a list of your personal interest. What do you enjoy doing? The things you like to do, the things that get you excited, the things you aspire to do that you haven't done yet, the things that make you proud, the things that you want for others. the things that you want to make this world a better place, the things that you can't live without. Make a list of these things. Second thing I want you to do is identify the types of photography you enjoy most. Now, that's probably where you thought I was going to start. Taking the time, uh, I'm gonna ask a few questions that I want you to answer, and taking the time to answer these questions helps you to identify the areas of photography that you are most passionate about. Pursuing a niche that you're truly passionate about not only brings joy to your heart, but also leads to higher quality work within that niche. So really think about what photography genres excite you and motivate you so that you can create something special and long lasting your entire career. So here's the questions. What types of photography do you enjoy most? What types of photography do you enjoy most? Think about the types of photography that you excel at. What kinds of photography do you feel most confident doing? Make a list of your favorites. There may be 27 of them. That's fine for now. Next, what types of photography do you find yourself gravitating towards naturally or do the most for some reason? Sometimes this is exactly the same as the first question, but other times it's totally different. And if so, also identify why that's the case. So, what types of photography do you find yourself doing most? Next question. What types of photography do you find most rewarding, both personally and financially? Sometimes this includes the causes and concerns of an individual photographer. When you align the things you believe in to your passions, you create something that gets you up in the morning with enthusiasm. So, what types of photography do you find most rewarding in whatever way that you define rewarding? So, that means personally, financially, whatever that is. Write it down. And then something I feel is important is to identify this is the next question and identify your dislikes. It's equally important to identify the types of photography that you don't enjoy as much, or maybe even totally dislike, or maybe that you struggle with that you just don't want to do. You don't want to take the time to learn. Um, Probably should take the time to learn those things that you don't want to do. You may find that you really enjoy them, but if you don't want to do something, make a list of it. Make a list of your less than favorites, the things you don't really want to do. By identifying your interests, you're going to narrow down your options and find your niche. Remember, it's important to be patient and persistent. Finding your niche may take some adjusting, tweaking, but it will help you stand out from the competition and build a strong photography business. All right, now that you've identified your interests, narrow down your options to focus on what matches your personal interests and your photography interests. Keep in mind that your niche should be something that you truly enjoy doing. So it's easier for you to stay motivated and produce high quality work and continue to want to learn about it. Aligning personal interests and photography interests makes it the best of both worlds because it's just one world. You're separating them, but you don't need to. Remember, the goal here is to find your niche, the one thing that you can specialize in and become known for. So, here are some action steps to make that happen. Number one, go back to the first thing that I mentioned, the things you enjoy doing that aren't photography related. So, I'll call that number one, your personal interests. Circle the things that you listed that are the most important to you from that list. That's the first step of that. Now, the second step is I want you to star the ones that you feel you can't live without. Then reevaluate. and confirm the ones you can't live without and write those down. There'll be very few of them. 1, 2, maybe 3. The ones you can't live without, yeah, it's not going to be a large number. Number 2 of the action steps, go back to your list of photography interests. I want you to do the same thing. Circle the ones that are most important to you. Then go back through again and star the ones that you feel you just can't live without. Reevaluate and confirm the ones you can't live without and write those down. That way we have a list now of your interests you can't live without and your photography interests that you can't live without. From those two things, I want you to find ways that those work together. You have a creative mind. You can do this. Combine your personal interests with your photography interests and choose a niche that follows your passions and goals. When you do this, you actually do narrow down your niche. Now, there is another way to do that. And sometimes I have to go into that when I'm doing a private session because there's multiple ways of getting down to just your niche. And there's an excuse I get often from someone who is in the early stages of the career and relatively early stages of life, at least of adult life, who tell me, I'm just getting started with this. I haven't done a whole lot of things in life yet. This is someone who's 18, 19, 20, 25, 27, 30. They many times, not all the time. In fact, a lot of them don't say this, but there's plenty enough that do that make me want to say something about it. They say, I don't know enough. Don't have enough life experience. I can't narrow down what I do because I don't know yet what's out there. Guys, just because you don't know something is no excuse to not move forward with something. It'd be like saying, I don't want to drive on any roads yet because I've not driven on enough of them. That's insane, you guys. Stop it. You can focus on the things that bring you joy. You can focus on your interests. That's all I'm asking you to do. So stop giving excuses why you can't. You can. You will, and it will cause you to follow your goals, follow your dreams, and reach whatever it is that you define as success so much sooner than those who don't. So now you've defined what your niche is because of this assignment. I want you to immediately, once you define that niche, my niche is, and you fill in that line, that space. I want you to immediately, right then and there, before you do anything else, describe why this is your choice. Because if you don't get that question of why answered right now, it's fleeting. It might leave you. It's easy right now. Your mind is focused on it right now. You need to be able to go back and look at your why. Your why is fuel. It's what keeps you going. So define right now, well, not right now during my show, but as soon as you define what your niche is, define why that's your niche. What about it drives you? Why have you chosen it? Why is it important to you? How does it help you? How does it help your clients? How does it help the world that you want to make a difference in? Why? All right. We've discovered our niche. Now we're getting to the third of 3 sections of today's lesson. We need to embrace your niche. We've discovered our niche by focusing on joy. Now we need to embrace our niche by focusing on joy. At this point, because it's a lesson, I might not be able to say this, but let's say it's in the future and you've had a chance to go over the different parts of this lesson and you have discovered your niche. Congratulations. You've discovered your niche. And now it's time to embrace it and make it a central part, the backbone of your photography business. Here's some tips on how to do that. Market your niche. Now that you know your niche, focusing your marketing efforts on it is all you do. Create a website, social media, other marketing materials that showcase your expertise in your niche. Make sure to highlight the benefits that you offer your clients in your niche. Build your brand. Your niche should be a key part of your branding strategy. Develop a brand that reflects your niche and what you stand for. Use your brand to differentiate yourself from the competition and attract clients who are looking for your specific services. Guys, does this make sense? Are you hearing this? In the comments, let me know. If you're liking what I'm saying, hit the like button. If you loved what I'm saying, hit that love button. I like those buttons. I like seeing them. I like knowing you're here. So in those comment section, tell me something that you've heard so far today. I've still got more to share with you. But let me know something that you've appreciated, something you feel like you can act on. That was build your brand. Next is focus on joy. Your niche should be something that brings you joy, fulfillment. When you're passionate about what you do, it shows in your work. Your clients notice. The people who aren't your clients but know your target market notice and they refer you, even though they may never work with you because you've made it so clear. If you're a generalist, it doesn't happen that same way. I'm not saying it doesn't happen at all because it does. But a generalist gets all different types of clients, including a percentage that drain them. A specialist gets a lot fewer because those are filtered out before they ever get to you. Remember why you chose this niche and use that passion to fuel your creativity and drive your business. And of course, keep on learning. Just because you found your niche doesn't mean that you stop learning. I don't think any of you actually believe that, at least at this point, but I definitely have come across people who just aren't taking the time to continue their education. I don't know everything, and I've been studying since 1975 or 6. I'm not sure exactly when. I think it was 5. I was 6 years old, so yeah, that would make it 1970. Well, it could be 74. Anyway, a very long time. And if there's anything that I've learned over that period of time, it's I don't know everything. And the more I learn, the more I realize there's more stuff that I don't know. And if you're getting to the point where you feel like you're good, you know it all, or at least enough, man, you can do better. There is a huge amount to learn. You can't know it all. It's not possible, which is exciting because we don't get to the end. There's always more. Yes. Keep on learning. Continue to improve your skills. Staying up to date with new technology, new trends, new techniques in your niche. Attend workshops. Read books. Follow other photographers in your niche. Stay on top of your game. Go and visit with other photographers. Take them to lunch. Keep on learning. Obviously, I'm going to say that. I own Landers Photography School. I teach photography. So, of course, I believe that you should keep on learning. But those of you who don't own a photography school, tell me in the comments, do you believe that you should keep on learning for your entire career? Just say yes if you believe that in the comments. If you don't believe that, well, don't don't bother. Don't waste your time. But if you believe what I just said, that you need to keep on learning, that you'll never learn everything there is to know about even just your niche, much less if you're a generalist trying to learn everything. Come on, man. I said I wouldn't say that again. And of course, be open to new opportunities. Just because we've chosen our niche doesn't mean that we don't have eyes, that we don't have feelings, that we don't see other things. While it's important to focus on your niche, be open to new opportunities that cross your path. It doesn't mean you're going to change what you do. I'm saying just don't be closed minded. Sometimes clients may come to you with requests outside of your niche, and sometimes you want to do them, and sometimes you don't. It's something, if it's something you're interested in and capable of doing, maybe you choose to take on the project. Maybe you don't. But this can help expand your skills and your business. By embracing your niche and focusing on joy, you can build a photography business that brings you both fulfillment and financial success. Remember, your niche, that's not a limitation. It's a key to unlocking your future, your full potential as a photographer. Once you've identified your niche, it's important to start marketing yourself in that area and that area alone. You should develop a clear and consistent brand message that speaks directly to your target audience. This involves creating a body of work that showcases your niche and building a website that focuses on your niche. Now, I've got some closing thoughts for this subject. And then I'm going to share with you the upcoming Portrait Profit shows. Discovering your niche as a portrait photographer is a powerful tool to help you stand out from the competition. Become an expert in your field. Attract your ideal clients. Charge prices that cause you to reach your goals. And build a fulfilling and successful portrait photography business. By narrowing down your focus to what you are passionate about and what you excel at, you can create a brand that truly reflects who you are as a person, as a photographer. Remember, your niche should be something you truly enjoy doing. With hard work and dedication, you'll build a thriving business surrounded or centered by your passions. Now that you've learned the benefits of discovering your niche and how to do so, it's time now, today, to take action. Go back through the things that we talked about. Define your interests and passions as a person and as a photographer. Evaluate your current capabilities. Research your target market. Identify opportunities within your niche. Develop a marketing plan that highlights your niche and your unique value proposition. Stay to your niche, but be open to new opportunities that can help you grow and expand your knowledge, your business. Discovering your niche is an ongoing journey. Stay true to yourself, be persistent, and always strive to learn and grow as a photographer. Now, go out there, get out there, focus on the things that bring you joy. Believe in yourself, believe in your abilities as a photographer, as a person, and know that you have the power to create a business that is fulfilling and successful. You have what it takes. I'm talking to you. You have what it takes to make your dreams a reality. And the world is waiting to see your unique vision come to life. So go ahead. Let your joy shine. I hope you've enjoyed today's lesson on focus on joy. As you know, the Portrait Profit Show happens every single Monday. So on the second Monday of each month, we change it up. We bring in some different people so that some differing opinions so that we can hear the subject from different points of view. So on the second Monday of each month, we move it to 6:30 in the evening. That's what's coming up next week. And we bring in 3 panelists who each answer the same question so that you can hear 3 different perspectives, 3 different points of view. And so, uh, on our upcoming shows, I'm going to tell you about the next 2 upcoming shows. We are going to have, again, it's 6:30 on Monday next week. We are going to be talking about how I chose my niche. So this is a panel discussion, 6:30 in the evening, March 13th. Please put that on your calendar. Don't show up at noon. No one will be here. But at 6:30 we will, and we will be discussing how I chose my niche. So that is in 1 week. And then, just like every Monday, we have it at noon. This next Monday on March 20th is back at noon. And this one is called I Guarantee It. This is something that not everyone agrees with in the beginning. But there is something I believe you do agree with. And I think that's where we move from. And that's you believe in creating trust with your clients. If there was a problem, you would fix it. So the next logical step is to define what that is, what things you'll fix, what things are important to you. In other words, I believe you should create a guarantee for your business. Now, for every business, this is going to be different. And I understand that at first, for some of you, this is going to say, I don't know about that. I'm not good enough. Yes, you are. You absolutely are. Because you can guarantee something as simple as I will show up on time. Can you not guarantee that? I will create images for you from the best of my ability, and what I do a year from now will be much better because of the experience and because of the classes that I've taken in the meantime. There's things that you can guarantee. I'm going to share with you my guarantee. You're welcome to use the same word. Well, you're going to want to tweak it to make it your own, but use the same thing if you want to. But having a guarantee is it helps to build trust, and it's another great way to stand out from your competition. You know, I believe in that. In this episode of the Portrait Profit Show, we will discuss how to create your guarantee. So again, that is I Guarantee It on March 20th at noon. Put it on your calendar. So we have been talking about focusing on your joy, and that is what causes us to be able to discover our niche. This is show number 107. Each time I look at those numbers, I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. And because it definitely seems like I've been doing it for a while, but it doesn't seem like quite that long. But that's what it is. And I'm enjoying doing this for you. And I hope that you enjoy the efforts that I'm putting into this. And it's not just me, it's also Amanda at Digital Pro Lab and her team, because they are doing things that are uplifting the photography community, and sharing this show is definitely one of them. Amanda is often almost always on the show. She's on vacation right now. And so, she said, I'm not sure that I'll have reception when I'm there. And of course, I'm thinking, what? No, you focus on that. Thank you for thinking, of, potentially being there, but no. So she's enjoying time with her husband, and I I I think I can say where it is because she's been posting it on uh, on social media. So she's in Scotland, enjoying week and a half there. So more power to you, and Ray. I hope you guys are enjoying your time there in Scotland, creating beautiful memories and beautiful photographs. And for your team here in San Antonio, the team at Digital Pro Lab rocks. They're people who have been doing this a long time. They care about your work. When you, as photographers, send your work to them, know that you're sending it to people who thoroughly enjoy what they do. They aren't there temporarily like at most other labs, which there is a smaller and smaller number of. I know every once in a while I see someone, especially bothers me when a pro photographer says they've taken their photographs to a drugstore, Walgreens, CVS. Guys, what are you thinking? If you're a pro, take your work to a pro. I'm not sure what else makes sense. I mean, if you truly care about what you do and you care about your clients and you care that your clients get the best possible, aren't you telling them that you are at your best? You're giving them your best? When you give them work from CVS, sorry, CVS, you're fantastic, I'm sure, but you're no match for Digital Pro Lab. It'd be like a 1A football team going up against a 6A football team. Come on. Come on, man. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you investing your time here with me. I want to thank you for joining me here today on the Portrait Profit Show and learning how to discover your niche by focusing on your joy. Remember, by narrowing your focus and pursuing your passions, you become an exclusive photographer that clients can more easily remember and therefore trust. I encourage you to take the time today to describe what brings you joy. Keep capturing those beautiful moments and sharing your art with the world. Don't forget to tune in next week for more tips and strategies to help you grow your portrait photography business. As we end this show today, I want to encourage you one more time to make a comment in the comment section. It could be just as simple as, thank you. I appreciate this. This helps. Keep on keeping on. Whatever it is you want to say, take a moment to do that. As soon as I end this show, those messages I'm going to play at the very end. I encourage you to do that now. For Landers Photography School and Digital Pro Lab, my name is Jim Landers, and it brings me joy to bring you the weekly Portrait Profit Show, giving you evolving content, awareness, and even fun as we unpack the mysteries of the business side of photography with tips and insights to help you with the struggles you deal with now, so you are constantly and consistently realigned to the path that leads to the success you deserve. Thank you for investing your time here at the Portrait Profit Show. Thanks, guys. Bye for now.